Hello YouTube. Um, in my past videos, I've been making a lot of them about technology and my ideas on how to advance, human technology in general. Well, it's come to my attention through talking to other people that I should probably start posting videos on spirituality. I am being labeled as what modern humans call a starseed. Now, what that means is before this manifestation, before I manifested into this vessel, into this body, I lived lives that were not from Earth. I lived many, many lives that were not from Earth. And my goal in this manifestation is to come here, take what I learned within these lives, and help Earth with this knowledge, help raise Gaia's consciousness, help raise her light tribes, and by light tribes I mean humans. Because humans are beings of light, as are all beings within this reality. I mean co-reality, by the way, not physical, my reality. Anything that exists is made out of light within this co-reality. Now, there are other realities where beings exist that are not made out of light. They're made out of dark energy. Dark energy is destructive. It's separating. It's uncreative. It fuels on lower vibratory emotions and lower vibratory energies to fuel its mission, so to speak. But I'm not going to talk about those. I'm talking about light beings. Now, humans are light beings. Humans are a very complicated species to talk about because we're basically mutts, if you want to put it literally. We come from well over 22 different species that helped create our race. Earth was an experiment. Now, what happens is, in order to explain how this experiment works, I first must explain how creation works. Imagine a one substance. A lot of people know this as source. Some people call it God. We're going to leave the God out of this. I don't want any religions placed upon any of my videos. So source. Source is the substance of creation. Everything is source. From this pencil to me, to you watching this video, everything is source. That being said, we're all different perspectives of source, and this happens because of density and vibration. So you know that when you put water in a cup and then you put oil inside this cup, the oil will float above the water because of density differences. Now, this is because the oil vibrates at a different frequency than the water, so they separate. Basically, one floats on top of the other. That's how the universe works, too. Each vibration is one specific dimension. When each vibration is a specific frequency. You can use frequencies to measure dimensions. When everything inside a reality or a co-reality is visible, this is one dimension. That's why we can see this mouse, is because it is in our dimension. Multiple dimensions create a density. Densities float on top of each other, just like dimensions float on top of other dimensions, and in between dimensions are interdimensions, and it just keeps going and going and fractaling more and more and more. Imagine a tree diagram, okay? So imagine creation. Creation is one specific supreme vibration. It's one vibratory state. Now, as you go lower and lower and lower in the densities from creation, you become fractaled. So you have to look through the dimensions and the densities that you're going through in order to perceive creation. And the farther down you go, the more fractal you become because the more you have to look through it. Imagine a kaleidoscope. That's really how it works. The kaleidoscope is a bunch of different pieces of plastic or glass made into one circle so you can look through it. And when you look through a kaleidoscope, you see many images. It's basically how the universe works. Us humans, are in what we perceive as the third dimension. Now, this isn't the third dimension. This is just a dimension that we exist within. And when we imagine creation, we imagine the supreme thing, because that's all we can perceive, because our brains are filling in the information that we can't see because of our low vibratory state. What's happening now on Earth is humans are beginning collectively to vibrate in unison. We're beginning to vibrate into a different reality. Now, I don't know if any of you have heard of Bashar, but Bashar, who's channeled by Daryl Anka, I think? I don't know. He is a being from the metaphysical. And the metaphysical is a level closer to creation. Basically, you have creation, and then you have metaphysical, and then each time you go further and further down in the densities, you have less and less metaphysicality. And this just means that their atoms are spread farther apart, so they can use their creation, their thought, their creation energy to manifest what they want, like that. This is what Darrow's species is. No, not Darrow himself, but Bashar, the one he channels. But we're all the same thing. So technically you were Bashar, technically I am Bashar, technically we're all Bashar, technically we're all each other. We're all the same thing. We're all creation. We're just different perspectives of creation because we're fractaling as we go down and down and down. What humans are doing now is we're vibrating in unison. We're vibrating higher. We're beginning to become more spiritual. We're beginning to realize our true potential. We're vibrating into a higher state, and as we vibrate higher, we're going to start learning more things about ourselves. We're going to be able to manifest our own realities at a much quicker rate. Now, Bashar always says, you are what you want to be. Meaning, if you want to have something done in your reality, just make it happen. Because it will happen. It's synchronicity. But what Bashar doesn't tell you is that there's a lag time. See, you might want to move through your thoughts and think, oh, well, I want to pick up this mouse. So you reach down and you pick up the mouse. There's no lag time in that. But say you want to move something with your mind without touching it. Now, you can do this. You have the ability to do it. But there's lag time because your thoughts exist at a higher level than you are vibrating at. So you have to manifest your thoughts lower. And this takes time because we're in such a dense reality. But something else that Bashar tells you is we all create our own reality, and this is true. Now, the universe is made up of nothing but vibrations. That's all it is just a bunch of vibrations. And we are vibrations. Now, when you get lower and lower, you become more dense. You become more compact. And this is what creates physicality. Now, the physical body cannot perceive what metaphysicality is. So our higher selves, or ourselves that are closer to the original creation, that can see everything, but our brain doesn't interpret this. So we interpret this as bodies. These bodies are just vibrations that we can perceive because we're in such a low state. That's why when you go up into dimensions, you have a less and less body. You become more lighter, you become more bright, you become more spread out, molecularly and atomically. I don't know where else to go from this without explaining a lot more. I'll just make another video in due time, but basically, we are all the same thing. We're all different perspectives of creation, and creation is all that is. There's nothing else. It's just creation. Now, creation came to be in a completely different way that I won't get into in this video, but I just wanted to let people know that You are everything, and everything is you. You just have to realize it, open up to it. Now, humans are, since we're in such a low state, we're moving space around us because we're stationary. We do not move. Within space, that is. And while we move space around us, this moving is like, imagine a projector in film, okay? Our consciousness is the projector. The film is space. Within space, there are infinite probabilities for everything. And you choose, your projector chooses which film you want to see as the film is moving past you. Now, we perceive everything inside of us. Everything is internal. There is no external. External is a reflection of the internal. So your internal is the projector. You project out. And whatever you're projecting out is a reflection of what you choose to perceive within you. If that makes sense. I hope what I'm saying is making sense to my viewers. So if you want to change something, change it within you. You have to change yourself first before you change what's around you. I went over many topics in this video. I was kind of all over the place. My next video, it will be more direct, hopefully, but I just wanted to get out there that we are everything, and everything is you. And all you have to do is open up to it. You just gotta want to perceive it. I hope that makes sense. Namaste. Love and light to you all.